morning. We're Pam and Sue, and we're here with the Crookwell Virtual Potato Festival cooking or cafe, and we're making gnocchi today, which is an Italian potato dish. We're using the Andalusian Sunrise wild potato grown by our very own Gary Cadwell in Crookwell, and these are very, very close to the original potato. They're also very good for you nutritionally, and they are potato that you actually cook in their skins. If you wish to eat the skin, that's all the better. But if not, you still cook them in your skin and you peel them afterwards. Now, what we're making is a gnocchi with mushroom and wild sage sauce, and we have our Laurel Bray olive oil and our Hannaford olive oils. We have our homegrown sage, some onions, some chicken stock, our local Kingsdale wine. We're using Sauvignon Blanc in our sauce today. Some spinach, some Swiss brown mushrooms and button mushrooms, some cream and some garlic. Now, we've made our gnocchi dough prior, and what we do is you mix it, and it's just you mash the potatoes with nothing other than salt and water. You add some parmesan, some plain flour, and you make it into a dough and roll it and knead it until it's not sticky. And then we roll it out into lines, which we've just started doing here. And so we roll it out into columns. And we've had a couple of goes at this from this morning, and what we've decided is it needs to be about 1 centimetre in diameter to what we recognise as a normal piece of gnocchi. Our recipes has them slightly bigger, but we think that they'll be too big for our liking. Before you mix your flour and your egg in, you need to have allowed your potatoes to cool. Otherwise, you'll just end up with a gluggy mess. So, at least by allowing them to cool, we should have light, fluffy gnocchi. And also, when we place our small bits of gnocchi, we use a fork to put some grooves around them, and that's so that the sauce will sit on the gnocchi and not just run off and sit in the bottom of our bowl. So we just roll them into a little ball and roll our fork over them. Righto, so just so you can see the consistency, they're quite sort of firm, they're not sticking to my hand, and they're quite firm little balls, but they feel, you can actually sort of feel like a lightness to them, like if you're mixing any of the dough or yeasty sort of bread things, they've got that same sort of feel. And then we just roll the fork over them to create the grooves. And then we do it all over again. Okay, so now we've rolled all our gnocchi, and we have all sorts of interesting shapes and sizes, but there you go. It's homemade, definitely. Anyway, now we're going to start on our sauce, which is, we use a bit of olive oil in our pan. Righto, so, and naturally we've got to brown our onions. You've watched what we haven't used already.
Oh, this is... Oh.
Here it is, the spatula. She's a good kitchen hand, this Pamela. Righto, and we'll add a bit of garlic now as well with the onions. Tough, this garlic. It's not peel real easily, but we'll get there. Right. That's 3 cloves. How many cloves of garlic did it say, Pamela?
3, me. Two garlic cloves crushed.
Oh, we had 3 and we'll add 1 more for good luck. There's nothing,
Oh.
you can never have too much garlic.
Right, add the onion. Right, cook the onion and garlic for about 5 minutes until soft.
Right,
Then add the mushrooms and cook, stirring occasionally for 4 minutes or until softened.
Or until we reckon it's a go.
Until they're softened, yes.
Okay, so our mushrooms, our collection. So now we'll add the mushrooms. Let them reduce.
Soften.
Soften. We'll add a little dash of our Kingsdale wine shortly. Righto. Now we'll add a little and let it reduce a bit. And some of our stock as well.
And you boil for 5 minutes.
Alright. Righto. So let's let that go for 5 minutes. Now that our mushrooms have softened, we'll add our spinach leaves, baby spinach leaves, and let them soften as well. We'll start cooking some of our gnocchi while our sauce reduces. So I'm putting the gnocchi into boiling salted water. And having never cooked gnocchi before, I can't be entirely sure, but I have it on good authority that we'll know when the gnocchi's cooked because it'll float to the top. Well, seeing we're new on this gnocchi thing, they've all floated to the top, and we'll just have a test drive of one, see what we think. See if they're cooked or not. Here we go, Pamela. So now our sauce is reduced very nicely, and we will now add the cream.
And then we'll reduce heat to medium. And you simmer gently for 5 minutes.
Well, on medium or less, actually, but we're doing fine.
Right, good.
Our cream.
Have you got the butter? Oh, but oil, you're using oil. It's all right. And sage.
There we go. And while that's doing its thing, we'll do our sage in the olive oil. So we're really just warming this, I think, aren't we? Just warming it for a slight whoop, whoop. There we go, and that goes on top of our dish when we're serving. So here's our creamy mushroom sauce. And just turn that through our gnocchi. So we'll just add a bit more of our cream sauce to our gnocchi. Stir it through. Might as well add a lot. Looks a bit. There we go. And then we'll top with our sage, throwing in a bit of oil and butter.
Oh, mushroom smells nice.
I'm not supposed to be sampling it on the...
Oh,
Don't mind the assistant
Nice.
cook.
It's nice.
And see, great minds think alike. And there you go. And there's the Sue and Pam version of mushroom and sage gnocchi.